So today is September 20, 2025. So we just have about 102 days to go before 2025 ends. It's unrealistic of us to set some huge goals and expect to achieve them at this moment. Stop spending your weekend scrolling unnecessarily online. Instead, try and spend your weekend doing something positive, something that will benefit your life and your future. Instead of scrolling unnecessarily, why not spend the time planning your next week in advance? When was the last time you revisited your goals? When was the last time you actually did your review or did a reflection to see how far you have come? Why not work on your financial goal? When was the last time you review your budget? When did you actually check your expenses and check your income to see if you're staying on track of your spending? Here are 2 things that you can start to do today that will significantly improve your life and help to make your life better than it was yesterday. So the first thing that you're going to do is to get a book or a sheet of paper, and you're going to do a brain dump. Write down everything that you want to achieve before the year end. After you have written down all the things that you need to do before the year end, the next thing that you're going to do is to simply take action. Okay? So just 2 things. Write down everything that you want to achieve before the year end. And the next thing that you're going to do is to simply take action. And those are the only thing that you need to do. Make sure that these goals are SMART goals. By SMART goals, I mean specific, they must be measurable, they must be attainable, realistic, and time bound. If you are uncertain as to how to actually set SMART goals, you can go ahead and watch some of the videos that I have here on my YouTube channel, as well as there are several videos here on YouTube as to how to set SMART goals. So today is September 20, 2025. So we just have about 102 days to go before 2025 ends. It's unrealistic of us to set some huge goals and expect to achieve them at this moment. For example, a person who earns $16,000 per week here in Jamaica, which is the current minimum wage, you cannot expect to set a goal with 102 days left in the year. You cannot expect to set a goal to save $150,000 before the year end. That's unrealistic. What you could do is to set a goal to save $20,000 before the year end. So the action plan here would be to save 10% of your income. 10% of your income would be $1,600 per week. That is a more realistic goal. So $1,600 per week by 13 weeks. So you would have saved $20,800 before the year end. You may not be able to save the $150,000 before the year end, but look at it this way: at least you still have $20,000 saved up to your name, and that's a plus, right? Another example here is, say you're underweight and you want to gain some weight before the year ends. Instead of writing, I want to gain 10 pounds before the year end, you could write, I want to gain 3 pounds before the year end. This would be more realistic. So what you could start to do, you could start to do your meal planning and your meal prep. You could start to take your vitamins, as well as to do your research as to how to gain some weight. You could maybe consult with your physician. You might not have gained the 10 pound like you wanted to, but at least you gained 3 and you're not where you started. You would have also mastered the art of weekly meal prepping and meal planning. So now you're eating healthier and you're eating cleaner So that's a plus. And don't forget to reward yourself for the effort you put out. I don't know about you, but for me personally, I reward myself every single day just for taking action. Sometimes I'll give myself a reward even before I start the task. Sometimes I reward myself during the task, and of course, I'm going to reward myself after I've completed my task for the day. So you need to go ahead and reward yourself too. Remember, encouragement strengthens labor. Okay? You want to tell yourself that you're not going to go ahead and write down your list of goals today or to actually take action today. You may want to put it off until tomorrow. But every day you put off your goals, you're one day behind. So put in a little bit of work every day you get up. And don't bother with the excuse that I don't have time. We all get the same 24 hours in a day. What you can do is to start by scheduling 30 minutes of that 24 hours to work on you. Not on me, not on your neighbor, not on your social media followers, but on yourself. You wake up 30 minutes earlier, or you stay up 30 minutes later, or better yet, spend 30 minutes less scrolling online and use that 30 minutes to invest in yourself. 30 minutes a day for 1 week is 3.5 hours. That's how much time you could be investing in yourself. That's how much time you spend each week wasting. Why not invest it in you today? And you may be saying to yourself right now that 30 minutes is not a lot of time, so why bother? But 30 minutes can definitely help to shape your life. For example, if you're reading a book, sometimes you will tell yourself, I'm just going to read for 30 minutes today. But once you start reading that book, you start to feel motivated to go on and on and on and on. And before you know it, you're 1.5 hour, you're 2 hours into the book, and you don't even want to put down the book. That is the same thing whenever you're working on your goal. Once you start, sometimes you'll feel motivated to go on and on and on and on. And that's even better for you. So you'll be able to put in more time, more work, and before you know it, you achieve your goal. And just remember, when you're working on your goals, you're going to be faced with lots of obstacles, lots of distractions, and all of that. But it's for you to try and find a way to minimize those distractions. Use your day wisely. Some people will try to waste your time, but remember, time is one resource that you don't get back. Once it's gone, it's completely gone. So remember to use your time wisely. You can go ahead and watch all the motivational videos that you want to watch to try and convince yourself that this will help you to achieve your goals. But I'm here to tell you that it won't. You have to be disciplined enough. The only motivation that you need comes from inside. You have to get up and put in the work. Remember, if you don't work on your goal, somebody else will hire you to work on their goal. Have a good one.